Dear students, you are welcome to my online teaching classes. I am Shishpal Chauhan. Today I am going to explain a very famous poem written by John Keats, and the title of the poem is A Thing of Beauty. You are watching the picture of John Keats. He died very young. He was just of 26 years when he left this world forever. I have told you that John Keats was one among the great five romantic poets of England. He was the youngest of these five great romantic poets, and other poets of his times were William Wordsworth, St. Coleridge, B.B. Shelley, and Lord Byron. He lived a very short life, as you know, hardly of 26 years. Let me say something about the poem. This poem is a part of a longer poem that is Endymion. And Endymion is a shepherd boy who was enchanted by the beauty of Cynthia, the moon goddess. And after having been enchanted by the beauty of Cynthia, he went here and there in search of her. And in a way, Endymion may symbolize John Keats' the quest of permanent beauty, the beauty that never fades, the beauty that is permanent in nature. Let's read the text. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a power quiet for us. In these lines, the poet wants to convey to us that a thing of beauty always gives joy to human heart. It's a source of permanent happiness to human being. Its loveliness increases every time when it is watched by human eyes, and it will never pass into nothingness. When human beings are watching beautiful objects, that experience never becomes futile for human hearts. That experience of watching the beautiful thing never goes waste. The more it is viewed, the more lovelier it becomes for human beings. With their imagination, human minds add more loveliness to those objects. And these objects are found in nature. God has blessed human beings and every creature on this earth planet with so many beautiful objects. These objects help human beings in many ways, not only to earn their livelihood, but also to make them happy during miserable times, during the time when human hearts become depressed due to so many hurdles of life. The experience of having communion with beautiful objects of nature never pass into nothingness, never goes waste for human heart. It's like a bower that is quiet. A bower stands for a group of shady trees. Group of shady trees is called a bower in desert areas, in the areas like Rajasthan. The travelers who are walking in the scorching heat of the sun, they feel the importance of these bowers, these shady trees. When they feel tired of walking in desert area under the scorching heat of the sun, they lie down here and they have a sound sleep, and during that sleep they also enjoy some sweet dreams. After waking up, they feel more energetic and refreshed. And this work is done by the agents of nature. A bower that is quiet. Quiet means silence prevails here. This area is away from the humdrum of life. Let's go ahead. A bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. I have just explained the word bower. Bower is a group of shady trees. You must have understood this term bower used here, and it is quiet because it's away from the humdrum of life. It's away from the noise of daily life, from cities and from villages. And when some people, some travelers are having deep sleep here, during their sleep, they have some sweet dreams. And after waking up, they feel more energetic. They take long breath because they have regained some energy in their minds, in their body. They feel more energetic than before. Therefore, the poet has used health here. They feel better in their health. Before that, they were tired, they were feeling less energetic. That's why they had a sleep under this bower of trees. And their breathing is going on at a very quiet pace. They are not feeling any type of restlessness, and there's no panting that creates some noise while breathing. So after having a sound sleep under these shady green trees, they feel relaxed. Let's go ahead. Therefore, on every morrow are we reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways made for our searching. Up to now, the poet has said a thing of beauty is always joy giving to human heart. It is always ready to make us happy during this humdrum of life, during the bitter realities of life, and in this life which is full of bitter realities. And then the poet described another beautiful object of nature, that is bower, a group of shady trees. As group of shady trees gives relief, gives energy to tired travelers, in the same way in real life also, we human beings, when we are tired of our day-to-day life, we become fed up of our routine of life, then these beautiful objects make us happy. Now, on every morrow, are we reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth? The poet wants to convey to us, wants to tell us that this life is not smooth. There are so many ups and downs in life. If we are happy for some time, it's likely that we become sad after some time. Happiness and sadness, joys and sorrows are the two facets of life. And in spite of all these oddities, nature is always ready to make human beings happy. That's why after deep sleep of night, we all wake up in the morning and we have to begin our life again in spite of the odds and difficulties we faced yesterday. And we have to begin life feeling more energetic and feeling more happier than before. We cannot afford to be lazy. We cannot afford to be permanently sad, to be sad forever. We cannot weep continuously for days and for years, because we have to do our daily tasks with a happy heart. Therefore, on every morrow are we reading a flowery band. The poet says that this is the reason we make ourselves happy. First of all, we thank God every morning that we have woken up. We are hale and hearty. Then we have to make our plans which are to be executed during day. In this stanza, the poet says that our human life is full of so many difficulties, so many oddities. We have lack of good, noble human beings. The people having noble natures are very few in number, and we may have sad experiences of life, and some people may feel despondent, they may feel under some stress, or they may feel sad due to the bitterness of life. So, in spite of all these odd experiences, bad experiences, we all human beings have to go smoothly, to go forward in life. After waking up early in the morning, we have to do our duties feeling more energetic, feeling more refreshed. And this can be possible if we bind ourselves, if we connect ourselves to the beautiful objects. Those are there, those are around us. The poet uses here symbol of garland, as garland is worn around the neck, and garland containing beautiful flowers, it keeps on giving fragrance to the human being who is wearing that. We all must surrounded by beautiful objects. At least we have to keep in mind all these beautiful objects, so that with the help of our imagination, we may discard disappointment from our life. We may relax for some time. So this is the importance of this garland. This is only a symbol to explain how we are surrounded by beautiful objects, and nature is always ready to provide happiness to human heart. Let's go ahead. Let's see the difficult meaning. Reading means surrounding. Band means some rope type thing to tie something. Spite means in spite of. Despondence means state of hopelessness. In human, here it means terrible. Dearth means lack. deficiency. Gloomy means full of sadness. Overdarkened means mysterious. Let's move forward. Text. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. Such the sun, the moon, trees, old and young, routing a shady moon. In the previous stanza, the poet has told us that the objects of nature, they surround human beings like a garland made up of beautiful flowers. So we have also come to know that there are so many difficulties in our life. Our life is not full of happiness forever. We face so many oddities, so many bad experiences in our routine of life, and our life is full of bitter realities. So, in spite of those bitter realities, nature is always ready to create happiness in human heart by providing so many opportunities to human beings so that they may feel relaxed, they may visualize in their imagination the beautiful objects those are always surrounding him or her. So now the poet conveys to us that some shape of beauty is always moving around us. Nature is always surrounding us with her beautiful objects so that we may feel relaxed, we may feel happier than before, we may discard sadness, we may discard any bad experience from our hearts. Dark spirits means sadness. The pall that covers human hearts, the pall stands for the white cloth. Sometimes it may have other color. In Hindu religion, the dead body is covered with a white cloth that is called pall, and that stands for gloom, sadness. And sometimes our hearts are covered with the pall of sadness, by the cover of sadness. So a shape of beauty is always at work to remove that pall of sadness from our human heart. Suppose a person is sitting sad, this person might be remembering some beautiful scenery of nature. So, in this way, the poet says that a shape of beauty is moving around human heart so that they may feel better than before, so that the sadness may be removed from their hearts. And then he gives examples of those beautiful objects like sun, the moon, trees, old and young, and sprouting a shady boon. Sometimes some streams are passing through a forest, and some bushes, some trees, they grow on the banks of this stream. They provide this stream a shady grove, a shady protection from the scorching heat. Water flowing there can remain cool for the creature who come here to drink it. So this is a function of nature. It's always at work in a very disciplined manner. Its activities are totally planned and they are in disciplined manner, unlike human beings. And the poet is describing those beautiful objects. Now we are watching a beautiful rainbow here that also makes our human heart happy. And some words are given: dark spirits, the hearts full of sadness. Sprouting means growing. Shady boon, providing shade that becomes helpful. Pall means a cover that is spread on a dead body, dead person. Here it symbolizes the cover of sadness. Text. For simple sheep, and such are daffodils, with the green world they live in, the clear rills that for themselves a cooling quart make against the hot season, the mid-forest break, rich with sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. The poet keeps on describing the beautiful objects in forest. You may find sheep there, and you may find daffodils. And in the green world stands for forest. They live in, sheep live in green world. And clear rills means those streams flowing in the forest, crystal clear water, and that for themselves. And these make for themselves some shady grove here. Shady trees are grown here. They provide shade to this water that is flowing in this rill. Rill stands for streams that for themselves say covert make. Covert means covering against the hot season, the mid-forest break. And then we may find some marshy land where some fair musk rose are blooming. The musk rose, white colored rose flowers are blooming here and there in this marshy land. So you may find some muskrats here roaming in some less number. That's why sprinkling word has been used. The sprinkling means in less numbers. So all these objects provide happiness to human heart. Sprouting, producing, coming out rich with full of something, but here it means looking beautiful. Boon, a blessing, daffodils, flowers, rills, small streams, brooks or stream covered means hidden areas in jungle such as bushes. Break, hindrances like marshy land in a jungle. Sprinkling means less in number. Here musk rose, a kind of white rose, blooms means flowers. And these are beautiful objects. You are watching sheep here and they feel relaxed under these green trees. They sit here in the scorching heat of the sun to save themselves from the scorching heat of the sun. You are watching the sun shining brightly here, and you are also watching moonlit night here. And this is an example of real springs. Bushes have not been shown here. Let me show you. So some steady growth is there spreading like that, that keep this water cool for other creatures so that they may drink this water. These rills, they create some shady coat means cover upon them so that their water should remain cool for other creatures to drink. And the word break has been used here. Break where some white rose may bloom and they are hidden by some bushes so that sheep or other animals may not eat them. This beautiful object under their cover. So muskrats are protected by nature from other animals because these are very beautiful objects of nature. Next. And such too is the grandeur of the domes we have imagined for the mighty dead, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens brink. Let me explain these lines. Up to now, the poet has given so many examples of beautiful objects of nature, and the poet wants to convey to us that these beautiful objects come from heaven to us. These fall like nectar from heaven to this earth. So, this grandeur of the dooms. Doom means God's final judgment on human beings. Mighty means powerful. Immortal drink, that is called Amrit, and heaven's brink means the edge of heaven. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms. The poet wants to say that sometimes we pray for great men's souls, some great people, some powerful people who are dead now, and sometimes we pray for their souls. Their souls should be liberated from the cycle of life and death. And then we feel happy after making a prayer to God. After that, the poet comes directly to those beautiful objects. The poet wants to convey to us by quoting this example that we pray to God for the soul of mighty dead, mighty people who are no more now. We may link happiness here. After making a prayer, human heart feel some happiness. So otherwise there is no link of these two lines here with the theme of the poem. An endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heaven spring. Then we may make some connection with these two lines with the other stanzas of this poem. Until now, the poet was telling us about the sources of happiness, beautiful objects of nature, and now he is saying that all beautiful objects are falling down. Here the poet wants to convey to us that the source of all these beautiful objects which are found on the earth are the blessings of God only. They come from the heaven's brink means sky. They are pouring down onto us on the earth from a big fountain created by God that contains nectar, Amrit. The poets, and that Amrit is falling in the shape of beautiful objects on this earth. The poet wants to convey to us in these lines. It signifies that God creates all beautiful objects for all the creatures, including human beings on the earth. It's a source of permanent joy to the distressed souls on the earth. That's all about this poem, dear students. And I hope you must have understood it. I shall come up with any other poem. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you very much for joining, and keep watching, liking and sharing my videos with your friends. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.